Beer here back in the fantasy bar with 6 of my favorite plays for week 6 on Fanduel and Draftkings, including a wide receiver I think bounces back in a big way. What game I want to stack up, a tight end I think is going to go ignored, and a running back I'm loving this week in a smash spot. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the fantasy bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Week 6 edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Good to be back here once again talking Fanduel and Draftkings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out the video. Now, before we get into the plays for the week, first thing, make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you click that thumbs up button. Also, head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs. And lastly, make sure you are tuning in to the DFS OGs podcast every single Wednesday, 2 o'clock Eastern, live on Twitter, on YouTube, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Also, make sure you enter the DFS OGs FanDuel contest, fanduel.com/OG, single entry contest with a season-long twist as well. The winner at the end is going to win $5,000. Again, that's fanduel.com/OG. You can also check out my Yahoo 6-pack each and every week. Check back tomorrow. There'll be a link right in this video to that video. All right, let's get into the plays here. Enough housekeeping items. Let's start at wide receiver. A guy I want to go right back to the well end. That's DJ Moore of Carolina. So DJ Moore finally has a down game. Sam Darnold finally has a down game. And I think what's going to happen now is the ownership is going to go down on these guys as well. And DJ Moore, a guy I want to go right back to, feels very much like Mike Williams from last week. Had a down game. Nobody's on him. You're going to get very low ownership here. Plus, you get him a little bit cheaper now. On DraftKings, the price fell a little bit after that down game, but the floor has certainly been there with DJ Moore. Even in a bad game, still gave you 5 catches. So every game this season, 5 or more receptions. So right there, you're starting with those 5 points on DraftKings. We know the upside's there. He's shown it to us multiple times, and these targets, 10, 11, 12 targets every single week. Incredible ceiling here with DJ Moore as well. A lot of things I like here. We talked about the bounce back. The total here doesn't jump off the page. Sam Darnold, people are worried about here. Christian McCaffrey may be back in that lineup, so he'll gobble up some ownership. A lot of things helping us out here on this one. DJ Moore, one of my favorite wide receiver plays here for week 6. All right, let's go to the tight end position. We're going to go to the walking wounded, the team that's really hurting for receivers. That is going with Evan Engram of the Giants. Now, as of this recording, sounds like we're going to get Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton back, but still no Kenny Golladay, no Saquon Barkley. I get it. We don't know the status of the quarterback either. Obviously love this one a lot more if Daniel Jones is able to progress through the concussion protocol. But even if it is Mike Glennon, I think Engram going to be that security blanket for him. So a lot of reasons I like Engram here. One of the last men standing here in this pass catching department, which is odd to say. Usually he's the guy that's always hurt. Now he's the only healthy one amongst this group. But not a ton to love here on the Giants, but they are big underdogs in this game against the Rams. Rams almost 10-point favorites in here. So we know the Giants are going to have to be throwing a ton in this game, likely playing from behind here in this one. And the Rams been vulnerable against this position. 6th most receiving yards allowed to the tight end position. So tight end's been ugly. Look, I get it. Evan Engram, not a play for everybody, but I think he has his best game of the season here this week against the Los Angeles Rams. All right, let's go to the running back position and get you some value. A guy stepping in for an injured CEH. We're rolling with Darrell Williams of the Chiefs. So a nice cheap running back play on both sites here, and this is the guy I'm expecting to carry the load here. Now, we know Jerick McKinnon going to work in as well, but when we get a running back in this offense projected for this many points, certainly something you're going to want to take advantage of, especially in a cash game setting, and more so on FanDuel. I think the touchdown upside is huge for Darrell Williams. He's a guy that certainly could get you multiple touchdowns. It would not surprise me to see him do that, and he still has value on DraftKings as well. This guy's been involved in the passing game, multiple catches in 3 straight games, even as the backup. So as the starter, the opportunities will certainly be there. In Washington, we know, has struggled big time defensively, and a lot of talk on their secondary. Well, guess what? 10th most fantasy points allowed to the running back position as well. Darrell Williams, too cheap on a very good offense. Take advantage this week against Washington. All right, speaking of Washington, let's go to that side. I really like that game. We're going with quarterback Taylor Heinicke of the football team. Now, absolutely love the spot here for Heinicke and this offense. Really disappointed in week 5, but prior to that, this guy has been money in the bank. In fact, averaging over 25 DraftKings points per game the 3 games prior to last week. And we know this matchup. Kansas City been terrible defensively, especially against quarterbacks. In fact, Kansas City allows the most fantasy points to this position here. So we've seen Heinicke put up those big games. If we get near that 25, we're talking 4, potentially 5x on this DraftKings salary. Even a 3 to 4x on Fanduel at just 7,300 is really going to allow you to spend up on some of the other positions here. So love this matchup here. Love the correlation you can run on the other side, whether it be Darrell Williams, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, whatever it may be. This is a great spot for Taylor Heinicke and this Washington football team offense. So speaking of that team, we love Heinicke. Let's pair him up. Wide receiver, Terry McLaurin. So obviously the correlation here, McLaurin, the apple of Heinicke's eyes, gets a ton of looks. We talked about all the running back options. I like Darrell Williams. Love Tyreek Hill in this game as well. But McLaurin been fantastic this season. Another guy coming off a down game, very similar to Heinicke, to DJ Moore, who are going to go right back on the well on 11 or more targets now in 3 of the last 4 games. So really fulfilling that alpha dog role here for Washington. We know Kansas City, we talked about how bad they are against quarterbacks. Naturally, that's going to lead them to be bad against wide receivers, and the numbers play that out as well. Bottom 10 in fantasy points allowed to this position. McLaurin bounces back in a big way, and this Washington offense has a big day against this pathetic Kansas City defense. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for week 6. But before we do that, we want to continue our Beast of the Week contest. This is a thank you to you guys for checking out the video, for hitting that thumbs up button, for your comments, positive, negative, hell, I don't care. Just love interacting with you guys out there. All you got to do is get in the comment section right below the video and guess fantasy points on Fanduel for my Beast of the Week. The closest guess is going to win themselves a free month of RotoGrinders Premium. Yes, a chance to check out everything behind the scenes, including Lineup HQ. Makes your life so easy building lineups, projections from some of the top minds across DFS. If you're already a loyal subscriber, you win the contest. Hey, we'll send you a free RotoGrinders t-shirt. Let's wrap this baby up. My favorite play for week 6. You know I'm asked, the Beast of the Week. All right, Beast time. One more running back to give you. I promised you a guy in a smash spot. I am loving Jonathan Taylor of the Colts, this week's Beast of the Week. Now, I love this spot for Taylor and for this offense. Huge 9.5-point home favorites here against the Texans. Now, I get the concerns with the other running backs in this backfield. Marlon Mack getting a lot of work here. Feels like an audition for a trade. Nyheim Hines tends to get worked in as well. But let's think about this game here. As big favorites, Taylor going to be doing most of the heavy lifting here. They generally use Hines in scenarios where they're playing from behind. They need a pass catching back. So as much of a thorn as Marlon Mack may be, I still think there's room for Jonathan Taylor to have a massive game here against Houston. And we know this guy, big play waiting to happen. We saw it against a much better Baltimore defense. Takes that 70-yarder to the house here. Houston, 7th most rushing yards allowed to the running back position this season. So I get it. Taylor coming off a huge game. Don't like chasing those points. I feel like this is a fantastic spot for him against a bad defense, as a massive home favorites, and the price is more than fair on both Fanduel and DraftKings, making Jonathan Taylor easily my favorite play for week 6 and this week's Beast of the Week. All right, guys, that wraps up for week 6 in the Fantasy Bar. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. You can also follow me on Twitter at BeerMakersFan. Don't forget fantasy points for Jonathan Taylor on Fanduel for your shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. And who is your Beast of the Week? Let me know while you're down there in the comment section. Last reminder, 2 reminders. Scoresandodds.com/beer for all your sports betting needs, and head over to FanDuel.com/OG. Only 500 spots available in our OG's Listener League. A chance to win the season-long prize of $5,000. Great setup over there. All the information at FanDuel.com/OG. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my Yahoo video. That'll be out on Thursday. My Pints and Picks with 2 of my favorite bets of the week also be out on Thursday. Thank you for watching. Best of luck this week, and we'll see you.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist